Teacher Cream. In this video, I will tackle the Readers of the Sulu Sea. This film, Readers of the Sulu Sea, is the battles between slave raiders and the Spanish, Islam against Christianity, the indigenous way of life against the enforced values of occupiers, the might of sword against the destructive power of the gunpowder. It was started on 18th century, and the life for some of the coastal inhabitants of the Philippines was anything but idyllic. For without warning, they could be attacked by the merciless Ilanon, the readers of the Sulu Sea. It was December the 8th, 1720. In the southernmost reaches of Spanish-occupied Philippines stands Zamboanga City, protecting the city's Fort Pilar. The garrison of 600 Spanish soldiers have already fought off several local rebel attempts to take the fort. Isel Gloria Estrada. She is one of the Zamboanga City's premier artists, a true Filipino painter and sculptor. She is currently working as an executive assistant in the office of Halman Abubakar. It's very hard for some who's not used of seeing slave reading to understand. Slave reading during this time was legal. There is speculation these readers were not savage they were made out to be, but merely indigenous people defending the way of life against a foreign oppressor. But there is a little doubt that readers were skilled fighters and deadly swordsmen. They were also expert sailors and builders of the medieval vessel of war. But there were no ragtag band of marauders. There were a well-organized forces that could attack with precision and strategy, and gave the Western colonial forces a run for their money. Here are some important characters. Dr. Samuel Kongtan, a Sama Tausug, Chinese-Filipino, born in Shasi, Sulu. He earned his master's degree history in UP Diliman. He is an authority of the issue of moral history, armed struggle, and quest for self-determination. Margarita Coanco, author Chris of Valor, researched the story of Sama in Sulu Archipelago. Barbara Watson Andaya, professor of Asian Studies at the University of Hawaii and director of Center for Southeast Asian Studies. Julius Bautista, Asia Research Institute, National University of Singapore. Here are the tribes of Muslims involved during those times. Tausug or Solok, in the name of an Islamized tribal group in the Sulu archipelago, and is taken from the words Tao, meaning man, and Sug, meaning current. The Tausug regards themselves superior to other Philippine Muslims and still live in a combative way of life. Balingenge, also known Northern Sama or Northern Sinama, is an ethno-linguistic group living on the Greater Sulu Archipelago and southern and western coastal regions of the Zamboanga Peninsula in Mindanao. Elanon or Eranon, a Moro ethnic group native to Mindanao, Philippines, and the west coast of Sabah. Here are the vessels and warships that they used during those times. Lanong, Garay, Salispan. Salispan is a small boat designed for crystal reeds. Garay, a smaller, faster, more marvelous than Zuanges. Lanong were a large outrigger warship used by Iranon and the Bangingi people of the Philippines. Following are the ethnographic arms and armor that they used, like Lapu-Lapu and Kampilan during those times. Nowadays, as in the past, the armed conflicts in the southern Philippines can be viewed from different perspectives, economically, culturally, and socially. Definitely, Muslim Filipino communities struggle for self-determination. Contribution and understanding of the Philippine history. Insistent resistance may have inspired Filipino revolutionaries.